Hi everybody, this is Cindy from Ideas Times 2. Welcome back to our channel. Today I have a short, very easy tutorial for you today. I thought I would share a little folded paper pocket thing. I don't know what you would call it, but it's kind of an origami pocket. And the reason I'm making them is because I've decided to put these journals in our Etsy shop, and because they are basically naked, they don't have any embellishments at all, I decided that I would make these pockets and stuff them full of little things to make ephemera for whoever buys these journals. So my last tutorials I showed you how to make the cover and then bind in the signatures, and so now I'm ready to kind of finish these up and get them listed in our shop. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'll move these off to the side and show you what we're making. So and this is nothing new, and I can't even tell you where I saw this the first time because I know they've been around a long time, but if you are a newbie, maybe you haven't seen this, so I thought I would share. And then maybe stick around and we'll make a few things to go inside of here. So this is super simple and super cheap, and it's got 3 pockets, one here, and then you flip it over and there's another one in the back. So a lot of, it's a small little thing, one little piece of paper, but you can fit a lot of stuff in it. So if you have not made one of these before, join me, and if you have, you might want to stick around after because I'll be making a few things to go inside. And literally this is like a 2-minute tutorial, so this is what we're making. So what you're going to need, all you're going to need, is a piece of paper that is about 9 inches by 12 inches. And I'm going with this very lightweight cardstock, just one-sided. You don't need double-sided paper. And this is easier with thinner paper because there are so many folds, but this is nice and sturdy. So I'm using a lightweight cardstock, and that's literally all you need, and a little bit of glue. So what you're going to do is, well, what I'm going to do, instead of getting out my pencil and marking this, I'm just going to pinch the top so that I can see where the halfway point is, and then I'm going to fold it at the half. Just fold this corner over, and then on the other side do the same thing. And I'm going to use my bone folder because this paper is a little heavier than maybe I would normally use, because I'd probably normally use scrapbook paper, but I didn't have any colors that I wanted. I wanted bright primary colors because I'm going to put these with my Scrabble board journals. So that's the first thing, first step, and I'm going to glue these down. And I think they probably wouldn't even need to be glued down. You know, with origami, I don't know who invented this. My guess is it was probably, you know, a Japanese origami artist. And, you know, the thing with origami is you don't need glue. You know, I lived in Japan for a number of years, and even the way they wrap Christmas presents, when they wrap things, they only use one piece of tape because they are so, you know, paper folding is such a part of their culture. And there was a store that I shopped at pretty frequently. I was on my way home from work when I lived there, and they wrapped everything. Like, you would buy something and they would wrap it. And I watched. Every time I bought something, I watched carefully to see how they did it. And I never quite figured it out. All right, so that's your first step. Now you are going to fold this this way. You want to make sure that the printed side is facing up. So this is your front. And I'm going to give it a quick burnish with my bone folder. And next step is to fold, and you're going to fold it from right over left, but not all the way to the halfway point. I don't know if you can probably not see very well, but right here I'm folding it and leaving about an inch between this edge and this edge. And another swipe with the bone folder. I want to make sure everything is nice and creased. And I'm going to crease this again. So next thing I'm going to do is cut about, I don't know, gosh, 2.5, probably about 2.5 inches over here, and I'm just eyeballing it because you don't need that little piece. And fold this end. You probably want about an inch so you can see what that looks like. And you want a little bit here, about an inch or so between here and here, because you're going to fold this over. I'm going to give it another swipe with that, and I'm going to just take a little snip off of this corner here, and on actually both sides, I'm going to make this a tab, and then tuck it in here, and that gives you your 3 pockets, but you do need a little bit more glue. So I'm going to glue the flap to here. There's not much glue in here. I'm not using as much as it looks like. I'm almost out of this bottle. Got a little bit of seepage. Quick swipe with my finger to get that excess glue off of there. And then you'll want to do the same thing with the bottom. Just run a slight bead of glue across the bottom. You don't want anything you're putting in that pocket to slip out. I hate getting glue on my fingers. I need to grab a baby wipe because I'm a gluey mess. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to jiggle the camera. All right, that's better. All right, so, well, that was better. Holy smokes. You just want to hold that down a little bit, make sure the glue sticks. And I'm just using Fabri-Tac. You could use whatever glue is handy. This isn't anything that needs to be super sturdy. But Fabri-Tac is what I have out, and I don't think glue stick would work very well. All right, and one last thing. Oh, excuse me, I thought I was going to sneeze. You could leave it like this with one pocket here and this pocket and then this one in the back, or you can square this off on top like I did on the sample, and that's what I'm going to do. And for that, you just fold this over, fold the tip, and for me, like always, I use the bone folder. I like my creases tight, and a little bit of glue. Although this bottle is such a mess, it's either feast or famine. I either get nothing out or it all oozes all over the place. So a little bit of glue on there. And hold it down till it dries, or grab a clip, which I think I'm going to do. Just a paper clip, and that'll hold it down while it dries. All right, so I have my two small pockets that need to be stuffed with something, and maybe embellished also. I grabbed a pile of stuff that I thought I might want to use. I've got some really fun Scrabble pencils I picked up at Joann Fabrics in their they have a small like discount gift section, and they had a bunch of Scrabble stuff, and so I picked up some of those, so I might put that in my pockets. And I've got some playing cards and a couple of bingo cards and some tags that need to be finished up. And so I thought I'd make some of those, or some stuff with that. And then I have a pile of stuff that I thought would make maybe some fun clusters. I thought a cluster might be fun on here for some embellishment. So I also have some charms that I made using Scrabble tiles, and just very small, the smallest I could find of these little eye hooks. I don't know if you can see, whoops, how small those are. And I just screwed them in, and I thought I would put those on some paper clips, and so I grabbed some paper clips, and I just need some jump rings, and I can make some charms to go in these as well. So what I have is a bunch of primary colored stuff, trims and a little bit of fabric, and I thought I would probably start with the rickrack. I have some purple, but I don't think that's going to work. I think the red is going to be my best bet. Purple's kind of pretty on that one. And I have some yellow, but I think it's too gold. So, but I think I'm going to stick with the red. And just put a little bit on each of these pockets. And so I'm making this as something separate. You could use this as an insert in a journal, or stick it in a belly band, or a big side tuck or side pocket, or you could glue it down on one side and have just two pockets on the other side. You're really, not limited to using this as, a standalone. You can do some other fun things with it too. So a little bit of glue on the back. red is going to be my best bet for this one as well. Might as well do them both at the same time. It's a beautiful day here. Yesterday it was cold and wet. The sun came out today, and it's still kind of chilly, but it's, in my opinion, the perfect fall day. And I don't know if you can hear, but obviously the neighbor kids think the same thing, because there are maybe a half dozen kids out skateboarding and riding bikes in front of my house. Because who would want to be inside on a day like this? I just got off work, so I needed a brain break and thought crafting would do the trick. Last week was so hectic. I had so many things to grade, and I was falling behind in letters of recommendation to write, because college applications are due on Saturday. So busy. And this week things I think are going to be a little calmer, so I'm hoping I can take advantage of that and get some crafting done. I'm only going to embellish the front, I think. Maybe I'll put just some, yeah, I will. I don't want to be stingy when I'm making this for the shop. I need to clean off my glue bottle, because I've got some ooze. So this is a simple project, and if you don't want to embellish it, you don't have to. Or if you have paper that kind of speaks for itself. I don't know why I didn't cut this before I glued it, because that was not very bright. I love those frayed edges, but this isn't quite the right kind of journal for that. The style of this is not vintage at all, but that's a good, my fingers still have glue on them. It's a good place to start, and I'll do the same thing on the back. Just give it a little something back there. Give it a little visual interest. Sometimes I wonder if I should share projects like this, because they're so easy. It's kind of embarrassing. You know, if you are a leader of the Girl Guides or Brownies or Girl Scouts, this is something you might do as a quick craft with them, not as, maybe something you would do as a project as an adult. But it's fun. Okay, and I think I just want to put a little cluster, just something on there. So I grabbed clustery kind of stuff. So I've got some ribbon, some blue and white ribbon, a little bit of lace, some white trim and blue eyelash trim, some red and blue and white fabric, and some letters. I don't think I'll use those, but that's super fun. So let's see. I like to start with the fabric and start with a base, making a base. So I think that's what I'll do. Start with navy blue. Usually with my clusters, I start kind of working, large to small and light or dark to light. I don't think there's a right way or a wrong way to make clusters, but that's kind of been my MO. And I usually mix fibers and paper. So I might have some scraps in there I want to throw in here as well. So a little bit of red, a little bit of blue. And I've got some white. Don't need a whole lot. If you haven't made snippets before, you can use whatever you happen to have laying around. Anything extra is, the way to go. Little pieces of ribbon that you have left over, you can put it in a snippet. I think I'm going to go with the blue eyelash trim if I can find the end. And before I attach everything, I don't know, what do you think? I feel like it's missing something. Maybe I'll put a little bit of this in there. I love this lace. This is all I have left, but isn't that cute with just that little bit of red trim on there? I think it's so sweet. And usually with these little clusters, I just staple everything together, and sometimes I just leave the staple showing, and sometimes I'll put like maybe a button on there, or maybe a small little piece of paper or something just to cover up the staple. Something like that. Which I only have one of those. I don't know what I cut that off of. I don't keep track sometimes. I have a lot of very old, beautiful buttons, and then sometimes it's just something that doesn't fit, or I've stained or ruined, and I just take the buttons off and use those too. So I'll go ahead and put this on there. And grab one from here. I love buttons, so whenever I come across bags of them, I want that one, of course, down on the bottom. Oh, there's a red one. Maybe I'll use that. Yep, needs to be the red one. But, of course, it was the one on the bottom. Excuse me while I clean up my mess. All right. right, a little bit of glue on here, and I'll be done embellishing the pockets and ready to start filling them. And we're at about 25 minutes, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time. I try to keep my videos in the 25 to 35 minute range. There we go. All right, I think they turned out pretty cute. A little glue on the back. I see the word little a lot. You know, if you're a drinker, you could turn that into a drinking game. Every time she says the word little. There we go. Cute, huh? Those are so sweet. And then I just need to fill them up. And I've made a couple of tags. They still need some trim on there. I think I'll use, I don't have very much of this left, so it's not going to do me a lot of good anywhere else. So I'll use these on these two tags. My glue is over here, dripping like a volcano. So I'm working on a couple of other projects already. I usually start one and then finish it. But this time, this is the first time I've ever done this, where I've started a project and then put it aside and started another one and then put it aside and started another one and come back to the first one. I don't get anything done when I work that way. So I think I'll put a tag in each one, and I've got these bingo cards. I'll put a small one in, the one for the small journal, and the big one in for the big journal. And I have some tickets. I think I'll put those in here. So that's 3 things in there. I have these really fun playing cards that I got in some Happy Mail from Andrea, and I cannot remember Andrea's last name. So thank you, Andrea, if you're watching. As I have not used round ones before, and I'm not going to alter these. I'm just going to put them in the pockets, and I'll put 2 in each one. I'll slip these into the back, because those are fun. If you have not altered playing cards, we've got a video. That's actually, I think, my first video was how to alter playing cards. And so, you know, if you look back a year and a half ago, if you have not made them and you want to learn, then go ahead and you know, check it out. I think I need a few more things in there, but, and I have these cute little Uno cards that came in a free kids meal from Arby's. Well, no, they came free in a kids meal from Arby's, and I wish the kids meal had been free. And I need to grab a couple of jump rings. Not 100% sure I want to use these, but they're fun colors, so I think I will. And I'm just going to open that up since I've already made these, and I'm not going to embellish them any more than that. And I'm going to give the end a little curl so the charm doesn't fall off. So something like that, which is a lot of fun. I thought I had some other charms. I was going to do some more, some charms to go in the pack, and I swear I have some tiny little dice, but I can't find them, so I don't know if I've used them already or if I just had them somewhere not in my charm boxes. So I need to look for those again. Okay, that looks pretty good. And another quick twirl. Well, maybe. And one more. And I'll put two with the large journal and one with the small journal. This will be a fun gift. Since fun is the word of the day, apparently. That did not take long. 3 charms, a couple of clusters, and some paper clips in 30 minutes. So pretty good. And I'll add a couple more things to these, but they're already just about ready to go. That's not a good idea. I'm putting the F and the U together. I was definitely not thinking on that. So, the U and the N are better. All right, so there you go. Can't be any easier than that. I hope you give this a try. And if you do, you can always share pictures on our Facebook channel and our Facebook page. We like to see how you're, what you're working on. If you are not a subscriber already, please subscribe. We love our subbies, and thumbs up and a comment are always appreciated. And I think that's it. So I almost gave you my end of the class period spiel because I literally just finished teaching before I sat down to do the video. So I usually end with if you have any, do you have any questions, comments, commentary before you leave? So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. And keep your eyes out for more videos because we're always making new things. So thanks a lot, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.